Ladies and gentlemen, I know I've said the trade rumors are heating up on this channel, but let me tell you, they are. As we have some new news referring to this Phoenix Suns team, as they are now interested in another center, and one that I have specifically spoken about. And we got some new details revolving around Nick Richards, a center that they have been targeting in the past. Who could the Suns possibly be giving up, and what would this ultimately cost this team, and how could they find some more other players as well? We'll be diving in and breaking down all of this and more on this episode of Suns Digest. I'm Bruce Velez, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic. We hit our subscriber goal of 2,000 subscribers on Suns Digest today, so I want to give a round of applause to all of you guys who have showed your support on the channel so far this season. We've gotten a big surge of recent followers. If you want to make sure to say up to date on everything revolving around this Suns team, like videos like this, make sure to hit that like button and let us know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are on these moves. But without further ado, let's get onto these details and let's get cooked up. Make sure to grab that snack. But before we dive into any trade speculation, any trade rumors, we have some injury reports leading up with this Suns team. As we know, the Suns have been dealing with injuries all throughout the season, and another one has recently struck in. As we see from Gerald Bourguet, courtesy of PHNX Sports, we see that Grayson Allen has some left knee soreness and is probable for tomorrow's game against the Hawks, while Yusuf Nurkic illness still remains out. The three two-way guys are also out as well in Ty Washington, Jalen Bridges, and Colin Gillespie. But Grayson Allen, a little bit of a guy that is getting closer to that injury report. A player that has been playing really, really solid for this Suns team in recent games. Just got a season high just a couple of nights ago. Hopefully, this knee issue is okay. He can still play through with it going on to the Suns next game. But I want to make sure you guys got that little bit of tidbit before we got into the trade news. But let's dive into the news on the trades, as the Suns are getting aggressive, ladies and gentlemen. And we have two updates revolving around the Suns and their two centers that they've been interested in. Now, if you've been a fan of the channel, if you've been a fan of Suns Digest, been watching these videos for a while now, you have been known that we've been talking about these centers in recent videos. And one of those is Nick Richards, as he has been reportedly linked to the Suns, and in recent videos we have broken down some potential trades for Nick Richards, and we have also explored the possibility of the Suns with the report of giving up Yusuf Nurkic in that deal. But we got some new news revolving around this, as it might not be Yusuf Nurkic as the guy who could be on the way out, as I see from the coldest on Twitter that have heard that the Phoenix Suns and Charlotte Hornets are still discussing a trade that would send Josh Okogie and 2 second-round picks to Charlotte for Nick Richards, and those talks are still ongoing. And in a recent video that we broke down on Suns Digest, like I mentioned, we talked about some Nick Richards trades, and one of those options was a player in Josh Okogie, as he could provide some solid wing and guard depth to that Hornets second unit, and he's also a non-guaranteed deal next year. So for a team like Charlotte, if they don't like the fit with Okogie or feel he plays a very similar role like guys like Josh Green or guys like Cody Martin, they can move off a player in Josh Green. But if they were to look to move off of one of those guys instead, getting a Josh Okogie replacement for one of those guys could be a nice little piece. And the Suns, we all know, have been interested in Nick Richards and have been interested in a center development. And this was the trade that I cooked up here for the Hornets and the Suns to get done. Josh Okogie and those 2 second-round picks, like I mentioned, a 2026 second-round pick from Denver, and this time I included the 2031 second-round pick from Phoenix. I feel like that one might be a little bit more coveted from a team like Charlotte, but the Suns would still and get a center in Nick Richards. We got some more updates regarding this center market, as well as we see from Inside the Sun that Gambo mentioned that in addition to Nick Richards, the Suns are interested in Duop Reath from the Blazers, and Reath played on the 2023 Suns Summer League team. And like I said over here on Suns Digest, if you've been a fan for a while, you can look back at the multiple videos. I have written multiple articles on why the Phoenix Suns should go and get a player like Duop Reath. And this makes me ecstatic to see that the Suns are also feeling the same way. Duop Reath was an impactful rookie for the Portland Trailblazers last year in their limited front court usage, as they were a tanking team and dealing with injuries, as Robert Williams was out for the whole season. But this year, with Robert Williams coming back, with DeAndre Ayton still being in that mix, and with them selecting rookie Donovan Clingan with their first draft selection this year, they have prioritized those three bigs over a player in Reith who has fallen through the cracks and is barely playing for this Blazers team after making an immediate impact last year. And it's left a lot of fans questioning, could he be available, including myself? And I think this is the perfect center for the Suns to target. Like I said, he hasn't been playing much for this Blazers team. He's going to be hungry. He's going to want to compete. And I think he would be another perfect addition to this front court due to the fact that he makes a cheap contract as well, similar to Nick Richards. The Suns would not have to give up much, as Duop Reith only makes $2 million on his contract. In a deal where they could acquire Duop Reith, the Suns could send out Bol Bol, might have to add some draft capital, but I don't believe so. I know a lot of Suns fans are obviously attached to Bol Bol, including myself, as he has a special place in our heart. But Mike Budenholzer doesn't want to give him the playing time. Mike Budenholzer doesn't want to give him those minutes. And Bol Bol hasn't been able to flourish in this system over these last 2 years, even though he has shown us great glimpses of greatness. So I think for a Blazers team who is looking for young, underappreciated stars, a player like Bol Bol could finally get what he wants in that well-deserved playing time in an organization that could be that final building spot for Bol Bol to really set off his career. And for the Suns, they're also getting a player in Duop Reith who also wants playing time from this Blazers team. I personally think that both of these deals would be fantastic for the Phoenix Suns, as not only does it solve their additional front court depth issues that they need, as we've obviously seen Oso Iguodala and Mason Plumlee really step up over this Eastern Conference road trip and homestand. I do believe that the Suns desperately need some more interior help. So going after guys like Nick Richards and Duop Reith and possibly being able to acquire both of those players would be massive for this Suns team, as they add two needed players to that front court alongside Plumlee and along Oso Iguodala. So it gives the Suns so much room to have playability with these guys. And yes, maybe a player like Oso Iguodala maybe gets less minutes, or maybe a player like Mason Plumlee falls a little bit more out of the rotation. But that means that the Suns have depth at this position and can run multiple different looks depending on the matchup with each different big. They can run with Oso Iguodala if they want to go a little bit more offensive-y. They can obviously run with Duop Reith if they want to go scoring in the post. They can run with the guy with Nick Richards if they want some shot blocking and shot contesting if they need more defensive pressure. And it gives the Suns so much ammo, and it also allows the Suns as well to then use a player like Jusuf Nurkic's contract to then offload for other pieces and not have to look at trading Jusuf Nurkic for a center, and maybe looking to trade Jusuf Nurkic to another team to get even another impactful role for this Suns team, regardless if it's for the bench unit or for the starting unit. And I think that is a key in this as well. So if we want to look at the Suns salary cap, looking at this, players like Jusuf Nurkic make the fourth most amount of money, so he looks like he can be expendable. But if the Suns could move a player off a player like Josh Okogie, move off of a player in Bol Bol. Bol Bol doesn't really get that much playing time. Okogie has been playing pretty solid for this Suns team, really, really effectively offensively this year and defensively, as we've seen throughout his career, has stepped up on that three-point percentage and brings that extra effect with the rookies Ryan Dunn and Oso Iguodala in that effort category in the stats that don't show up in the stat sheet. And I think he would be a very vital of the energy of this team being gone. But I do believe that guys like Ryan Dunn, Oso Iguodala, and other players could step up to bring that energy. Jimmy Butler, if the Suns went out and got those type of players to add to the effect for this team. And I want to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I want to know what you guys think, because I personally believe players in Nick Richards and Duop Reith are perfect filler in the gap guys as well for this team, is still if they want to see their development with Oso in this backcourt, and truly getting some guys at the depth in the front court that not necessarily are stand out, but can be very impactful in roles that they play. And I'm telling you right now, Matt Ishbia gets a guy in Duop Reith. I know you guys have seen the SpongeBob movie. All hail Plankton. We're all going to be hailing Matt Ishbia if that gets done, including myself. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, what you guys ultimately think down below on these Phoenix Suns trade rumors. And if you want to make sure to stay up to date on everything, like I mentioned, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date on everything revolving around this team. I'm Bruce Velez. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your night, and go Phoenix Suns. Peace out, everyone.